Welcome everybody to this evening's episode of Current Status. We have a very special guest with us this evening, but let's start out. I am Teresa Miller, and you can find me on Twitter at 24/7 IT Connect.
And I'm Pumla Schmidt, also known as Exchange Goddess on Twitter, and you can find me on the Twitters at Exchange Goddess.
Good morning or evening.
So, yep. Our guest this evening is Ruben Spruijt, and he'll introduce himself further and share a little bit about himself with us.
Sure.
So go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, sorry, there's some lag in the audio. My name is Ruben. I'm the CTO of Atlantis Computing. Active in the community for a while. Citrix CTP, Microsoft MVP, and V expert. An expert on graphics, VDI, storage, Workspace 2020. So a lot of great stuff. Thanks.
So our topic tonight is going to focus primarily on Workspace 2020 and Ruben's perspective on what that might look like. So Ruben, I know you've talked about this topic in the past, and what do you think drives the workspace in the future?
Yeah, sure. There's a big lag in audio, by the way, but I will try to explain what Workspace 2020 is. So I will do it this way. Workspace 2020 is all about the business consumer. That's what I call the new name of end user. And the modern workspace is the engine for the digital workplace for today's workforce. And the modern workspace, like Workspace 2020, is in essence like 6 topics. It's about device proliferation. It's about secure access. It's about any app delivery. It's about collaboration, about self-service, about management. These are the 6 components in Workspace 2020. And are key for being successful with bringing Workspace to the business consumer. I have a real problem with my audio and video. Not sure why, but it's like lagging for 30 seconds. Really tough to talk right now.
Okay, we understand that. That's also part of Google Hangouts. Sometimes we have that. Could be that whole internet delay thing that we get once in a while. You are in the Netherlands, though, so.
Yeah, it's a long distance.
Yeah, it is. It's got to travel from the U.S. to the Netherlands, so it takes a while to get there. So, where does the role of Citrix play into this whole Workspace 2020?
Yeah. So the question of what is Citrix role in Workspace 2020? So Citrix is an important vendor in the workspace space, obvious. They deliver like Windows mobile apps. They optimize web applications. So the key other question is, okay, what are the applications in Workspace 2020? In 2020, it's about Windows, about mobile, about web. Windows won't disappear in 2020. You see a decline in the adoption in Windows application. Everyone is seeing that right now. That makes sense, but in 2020 the Windows applications are still relevant. So the question is, how do you deliver Windows applications in 2020? That could be desktop or application delivery via desktop virtualization or application remoting. Could be deploying Windows applications native on all devices. So Citrix is still relevant in 2020. So is Microsoft, so is VMware. And there's a big battle between these two right now, between Citrix and VMware. And it's awesome to see that happening from a community perspective as well.
So who will win? Who's going to win the battle?
Yeah, who will win? Yeah, that's a good. Right now, the win is in the sales of VMware. That's what I feel. But Citrix is strong. They are big. So when you look at XenApp deployment, for instance, it is huge. And when you look at Citrix Workspace Cloud, just announced yesterday and released yesterday, as XenApp for XenApp and XenDesktop, but also Zen Mobile and data delivery as a service. where you can run these applications on your own premises or in public cloud solutions. That's really awesome to see. So who will win? That's not so easy to tell. And when I normally approach and help customers with a topic around Workspace 2020, normally I don't start with vendors and solutions. I normally start, okay, what's the bigger picture? What's the problems you want to solve? What is your current status, your current scenario? Then you proceed with the 6 segments I mentioned earlier: device proliferation, device diversity, secure access, and secure access is identity as well. Any app delivery, Windows app, and mobile. Collaboration, how do we work together? Like, how do we work together using Google Hangouts? This is not great from a technology perspective, but it's okay. But collaboration is key. How do you communicate? Unified communication. How do you use document sharing? How do you use like social media, like Slack and Socialcast and Podio, for instance, to collaborate with each other? How do you get applications via self-service? And how do you control the workspace from a more IT perspective, with application installation, with application virtualization, with layering technologies, with OS provisioning, all these kind of things?
So one of the things that I've been seeing come up a lot is how social media affects the workplace. So
can you repeat the question, Teresa, please?
Sure. I'll actually put it off here. So, social media, how that affects the workplace.
Okay, I get the question.
Yeah. So yeah, if we can talk about that a little bit
how
more.
social media effectively have what the impact is on the modern workspace with social media. So to answer the question, I use social media on a daily basis, as you know, but it's also how I use social media internal, like within Atlantis. We use Slack. It's really easy to set up new channels. It's almost like direct connectivity with colleagues all over the world. So it's really people-centric. So social collaboration is really awesome with Socialcast and also with Yammer and these type of tools. It's a different approach than with Twitter or LinkedIn. It's a different channel, but it's handy to communicate and to connect with each other very easily. So I use it on a daily basis. Not sure what you do with that, but it's really awesome with that.
Do you think there's a cost savings with
I'm not a guy to answer really that question to see cost savings on that one, but
well, think of it.
For me, it's like an extra channel to communicate, right? I really like that channel to communicate.
Well, wouldn't that I guess, I mean, I'm thinking of my workplace now, where we're really enabling mobility, work from home, and pretty much you could be anywhere and you can still work. We're enabling those technologies, and with that, there's going to be a lot of cost savings because one, office space is expensive in the city, so we can fit more people, in one building.
Yeah.
So there's some cost savings from real estate, but also cost savings, less equipment we have to purchase, phones, such as things like that. There's a potential cost savings that we're seeing by embracing this work from home, this mobility workforce, this mobile workforce. So I'm just thinking, is there a potential cost savings overall that we could see in the future?
Yeah, I think so. So cost savings is like, of course, so less commute, these kind of things, but it's also like just of fun in what you do, right? So when I can work from everywhere, right? It's like, 4:24 a.m. and using this type of technology. It's not like social. It is collaboration. So it's a cost savings. Yes, I think so. But it's also like the whole package. Work from anywhere. Work is not a place, but it's something like what I do. What I mentioned earlier, the modern workspace is the engine of the digital workplace for today's workforce. I'm the workforce of today as well. So this is what I need to get work done.
So
it's interesting, by the way, Teresa, to hear you like after 60 seconds again. It's really tough because
it's always me.
I hear you, I hear me, and I hear someone else with 3 voices. at 4:24 a.m. It's like, wow.
we're giving Ruben this job.
It's really tough. It's like wow.
I'm
5 years of
sorry.
age.
He's like, did I really go to sleep or did I wake up in like the Twilight Zone? And there's 2 women talking to me from the U.S. He'll never do this again. He's like, no, those crazy Americans.
No. So, well, hopefully,
So
we'll just
that's
we'll
fun,
give it
by the
60
way.
seconds.
We look at Workspace 2020. Yeah. When you look at Workspace 2020, it's all about depending also on network connectivity. And when you look at jitter, like jitter right now, and network latency is like 60 seconds after 6 seconds delay. So we'll see.
Well, you are in the Netherlands, so you're pretty far away. Teresa's in Wisconsin, so that's even further. She's like halfway around the globe. It's got to travel. Those zeros and ones have to travel just a little bit further.
I guess. All right, so I'm going to ask a question, if I can remember it anymore. Oh my goodness. So security. My question revolves around security. So we talk about working remote, and we talk about the future of the workspace and cost savings. But when you think about how you need to ramp up security to make sure that your corporate data is secure for the remote workforce, you know, I feel like that potentially isn't a cost savings. So what are your thoughts about that long term for the workspace in 2020?
Yeah. So when we look at the security aspect, I mentioned like six elements in a modern workspace. So device proliferation, secure access, and self-service and manageability. For me, the topic security is actually present in all these topics, and especially when you look at secure access. Secure access is about how do I get secure access to these applications. So identity management and identity management as a service is key components in that one. So for instance, with VMware Identity Manager or with Azure AD, for instance, are key components in getting secure access to applications and data. Rights management, from a document perspective, is a key component as well. So in collaboration, collaboration is unified communication, is enterprise file sharing, and is social media in essence. With enterprise file sharing, you have security as well as a key component. So security is all over the place. Security is a big theme, well, a big breach discovered today with T-Mobile. So every day on the news, security is a big topic. And the key question is, okay, what does security look like in Workspace 2020? Do we have enough with the current tools we have, with the current mindset, or do we need something different as well? And something different could be security from a networking perspective. When you look at network virtualization, for instance, or when you look at micro virtualization with Chromium, for instance, it's a complete different tool set in securing your workspace in 2020. So it's about secure access, for instance, with Netscaler, these type of solutions. It's about identity management as a service as a key component in Workspace 2020. From a more document perspective, it's rights management with enterprise file sharing solutions. So yeah, you can see, and also it's like a different twist on micro segmentation. So segmenting application runtime and network segmentation with network virtualization. So these are the key components in Workspace 2020 from a security perspective. Interesting area, and there's a lot of movement in this space. Look at VMware with NSX, for instance. It's awesome stuff. And look at Chromium, for instance. Awesome stuff to check out when security is a big concern, and it should be a big concern for everyone in this space because it's getting bigger and bigger every day, and the impact is getting bigger and bigger for companies and for me and for you as well.
But shouldn't security be a standard in whatever deployment that you're doing?
Yeah, security. Well, yeah, but we are always like one day too late when you look at 0 days. So the question is, okay, how can you handle these kind of things? So a different view on solving security challenges today. So yeah, it is a standard, but It is changing rapidly, and the impact of security in Workspace is changing rapidly as well. The impact is huge, and a different view on security with the solutions I mentioned, and the view I mentioned earlier is key to handle these kind of things.
Okay, I was playing with my.
I can hear the delay in Ruben's.
Yeah, it's almost unworkable, but I do my best.
I could hear it a little bit too.
That's okay.
Is my audio better right now? I tweaked a couple settings, or is it still delayed?
I can hear you fine.
That's okay, Ruben. I'm known to drive men crazy. So.
It's good to have these questions on the chat as well.
Yeah. It's normal. I drive everybody crazy. Eventually, they all run away from me. So it's like the Twilight Zone. That's all.
So I have to go back to social media again because I have to keep wondering if, like, can something truly replace email?
No.
I know that's something that we've talked about. So
I get the point.
So
can social replace email? Is the question. Well, it could be over time, but when I look at it myself right now, it does not replace email. It is for me. It's like, how do we communicate with you? It is email. It is Skype. It's unified communication. It is document sharing. It is like social for the enterprise, like Slack and Yammer is doing. For me, it is an extra channel in communicating with specific characteristics, and that is awesome with this type of technology. So it's not replacing. It is the amount of email I send and receive is getting lower because of, for instance, Slack, but it's not replacing email, and I don't expect that will be replace email in 2020.
Yeah, when I look at it from
okay.
We both have an opinion.
I know. Would you say it enhances email? It enhances your communication.
I didn't get the question. Sorry.
Would you say it enhances email or the way that you communicate?
Yeah, it enhances email. It enhances communication, and email is a channel in communication for sure. It enhances my daily work. It enhances how I communicate with colleagues and peers outside Atlantis. Yeah.
That was going to be my comment. Like, I feel like most organizations outside of your own internal organization would continue to rely on it. Like something like Slack, you might be able to get away with using internally, but you're always going to need something for that external.
Yeah. And we use Slack external as well, so connect people with Slack internal and external as well.
Nice. I just started using Slack like in the last couple of weeks, and so I'm really new at it, and it has me a little intrigued. And then you start reading online, people are like, "Oh, Slack will replace email," and I'm like, I just don't see how that's possible.
I have to admit, I have not used it yet, so.
No.
Yeah,
it's not about Slack per se, right? It's about the type of solution. And Slack is an example, and Podio and Socialcast and Yammer are other examples. And probably in 2020 there will be new examples, right? So it's not about the tool itself. It's about how you communicate and what you need to do with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to admit I haven't kept up with all those tools. I've actually been working on some video technology, so I'm going a different route. So instead of typing, you get to see, we're collaborating through video. So it's a different method of collaboration.
Yeah, agree.
I'll have to.
But again, as I mentioned earlier, so Workspace 2020 collaboration is a key component. And its direct impact for the business consumer, for us, we are business consumers. But it's not the only component in modern Workspace or in Workspace 2020. But it's a key component, I agree.
Yeah.
How do you think video technology plays into that?
Yeah, it is part of the same stack as well. So this is video technology, and when you extend it with augmented reality and virtual reality over time, that means even newer or other opportunities as we have right now, like a Skype for Business or a Skype maybe with like glasses or lenses or these kind of things that will extend our workspace, right?
Yeah, but right now using video within a Citrix client um, isn't the best. Um, yeah, and I say that lightly. It's actually crap. So I guess in that space, that would have to get better if we're going to deploy any type of major VDI deployment and use video technology in there because it's very, very intensive. We're actually disabling it so users don't even have that capability within our VDI environment. It's only for laptop users at this point. We just don't. We can't handle that load. The technology is just not there yet. But I would expect or hope that the software vendors, and hardware vendors find a way to make that available because I think video is going to increase our collaboration as we become more mobile. Even more mobile workforce than what we are currently today. I mean, you're in the Netherlands, but your company's based in, the U.S. So you're a mobile user or a remote user.
Yeah, agree.
One of the things I was going to say, though, from the video perspective, I think that there have been improvements with some of the newer versions of Citrix, but also when you talk about technology, like some of the solutions that the company that Ruben works for, grid cards and technologies like that are a huge factor in making video and graphics successful in those environments. So there's been a lot of information, a lot of growth in that area in the last, I would say, 5 years, and I think that will continue to improve so that companies can leverage that in the future and even today.
Oh yeah, I expect it to grow too. I think it can only get better from here. I mean, it's already gotten better. It's just there's still room for improvement.
So when I look at, for instance, the VDI topic, I didn't get the question completely, but I tried to translate that. So when I look at VDI today, so desktop virtualization today, for me it's like VDI 3.0 is today. Storage is solved, graphics is solved, and with storage solved and graphics solved, price is getting lower and lower. With storage solved and graphics solved, it is awesome user experience and new application capabilities, new application possibilities. Yeah, 2D, 3D graphics. It is browsers. Even like today's modern operating systems are resource intensive. So a GPU in a virtual desktop is not a luxury. It's just like well, everyone has a GPU in his own ultrabook and his own machine as well. So having a GPU in your virtual desktop and virtual application stack is part of tomorrow's Workspace or Workspace 2020. So when I look forward and look at VDI 4.0, yes, storage is solved, GPU is solved, but is more commonly available in all types of platforms, and the price is lower and lower as well. Right now, NVIDIA is really the market leader in GPU and VDI. But AMD and Intel are entering this game heavily and fast. So it's good and it's great to see to see what happened in this space from a GPU and VDI perspective. And I expect that in 2020, GPU is the standard in every virtual workspace. Is affordable and is what you need if you want to deliver Windows quote legacy desktops and applications as well in a virtual desktop environment.
Well, our time's almost up, but we do have a few minutes to talk about some of the current events that's going on. And I guess one of the big ones I do want to mention that's close to my heart is Exchange 2016 was released today after 2 months of being in preview, and I had some comments before the show started, and I thought, I think it's great that Microsoft had released it today, but I think it's just a little bit too early. 2 months in preview, in my opinion, is that enough time to figure out all the bugs? No, and I don't think enterprises are going to jump right away, especially if they know you only did a 2-month preview. What can you find out in 2 months? I mean, my opinion is take it back and take it back and keep it in preview for another 4 months. Let's play around with it a little bit. But
Yeah.
I guess it's out in the open. It's out in the wild, and we're the beta testers, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty fast release. I mean, that's a tough balance though, because I think some companies sit on releases for too long, but there does have to be a happy middle. One of the things I also found interesting, they're selling it as though like they've really tested this well in the cloud, and so they're really super confident in that. But also, I read an article today that said, oh, this is just like Exchange 2013, the next service pack. And so, if you look at it from that perspective, then maybe it's not as big of a deal. Maybe it shouldn't even have its own. Maybe it shouldn't be Exchange 2016. Maybe it should have just been a service pack for Exchange 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you look at from a more workspace-related topic, so when you look at Citrix Workspace Cloud and Project Enzo, for instance, as platform as a management platform to deliver like apps, desktops, data management platform. It is changing that you normally like install stuff in your own premises, in your own data center, and right now you see with CWC and Enzo that these solutions are delivered as a service to you, and you can decide in the case of Citrix Workspace Cloud, for instance, where you want to run these applications and desktops in your own premises, on Azure or Amazon, and with that, the pace of innovation is changing as well, because you rely more on Citrix and their speed of innovation instead of deploying stuff in your own data center. So I think it's a good thing, and we'll see over time how that evolves and how that works out.
I'm from an enterprise, and just the speed of innovation can be a little bit too fast. Maybe turn it back a notch. Because from an enterprise standpoint, it costs money to upgrade, especially if you still have some legacy systems that aren't quite compatible. You have to budget for that, and sometimes there's just no money left because you've got other projects, and just to get the amount of if you've got thousands of users and you need to get everybody up to date, it doesn't happen overnight. It could take 2-3 years to do like a Windows 7 project. I know some companies, it took 2 years to deploy Windows 7, and by the time you're done with Windows 7, you're going to Windows 8 or Windows 10. So you're constantly playing catch up. So this innovation speed, while it's great, we're constantly innovating, but at the same time, enterprises there's no breathing time. It's like this constant.
Yeah, I agree.
You're running a marathon all the time. Nobody's taking a break, and it just seems like money just keeps going out the door.
Yeah. But from my view, on Workspace 2020, the speed of innovation, the pace of innovation is increasing and not declining. So get used to it, or do things differently, right? With using cloud services, for instance, and the speed won't decline, will increase. Is my view. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's only going to keep getting faster and faster, especially as the cloud becomes more as the norm. And I think I see it more in enterprises and probably in the smaller SMB shops because there's less money. They're just going to have to adapt, and change their business processes. But the problem that I think most people forget is there's a lot of legacy applications that just can't, either they can't keep up or they rely on it so heavily. Let's say you've got this one application that's so old, but you can't get rid of it because you're required by law that you have to keep this data, and once a year you have to go seek this data out, and you still have to keep this one application up, but you can't upgrade your systems because you've got 60 people trying to access it. So you're kind of stuck in this loop. But I agree. I don't think it's going to get slower. It's only going to get faster. And we just, as enterprise admins, just have to get on the boat and row and paddle as quickly as we can, and try to stay at pace with everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think too, though, when we have Microsoft and Citrix and VMware innovating rapidly, even if a company chooses not to adopt every single change or release that they push, we now as organizations have options to choose which features and which versions we may want to go with. I think, like when you look at Microsoft, for example, I think it's almost expected that you're going to skip a version organizationally because of what Pumala mentioned too. I mean, you can't keep up organizationally. Like if you just rolled out Windows 7, there's really no way realistically you're going to roll out, say, Windows 7 to, let's say it's a 10,000 seat environment. You're not going to roll that out again when you just finished one project. You're going to wait. So sometimes it's good to just kind of sit on something and then get caught up next time. And I think that works for a lot of companies, and you have options then.
Yeah, I think the time for big migrations and big like big Win 7 or Win 10 project is gone as well. It won't be big migrations. Look at how Microsoft's approach Windows 10 is like. Well, everyone quote can easily upgrade to Windows 10, and that will happen, and especially in the smaller environments, and so big migrations are gone in Workspace 2020 is my view. It's smaller pieces or like instant upgrade is happening more and more.
Well, I think if that can work and be perfected, I think that would be amazing. I still can't let go of the past on that a little bit, because there were upgrade paths for like Windows 95 to 98, and it just, you lost all your applications. Pumala, you look like you want to cry over it. You're like rubbing your head going, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm getting flashbacks going, oh my god.
It was terrible. I mean, I was a tech back in those days, and I remember I upgraded somebody's stuff, and it was,
I think I cried.
everything was lost.
I cried
I
a lot.
probably did too.
I cried a lot in that time frame. Yeah, I did a lot. There was a lot of tears. I think there was even some tears going to Windows 7 too. Yeah, a lot of corrupted Outlook profiles in Windows 7. I think I cried last week over it. I was like, oh my god, seriously, this is still chasing me. I thought I was done with this.
So I will say, I think the Windows 10 upgrade was a step in the right direction. I did upgrade my Win 8 to, or I had an 8.1 up to 10, and the only thing I lost, my son is not happy, I lost Minecraft.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's awful.
I upgraded like 6 or 7 machines. I didn't see any challenge with that.
Okay.
Sometimes I have 2 machines with an NVIDIA GPU. The drive crashes, but that could happen on Windows 7 or Windows 8 as well. But overall, I'm pretty happy with Windows 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think they went in the right direction with Windows 10. Quick and easy. So, hopefully that continues. That path continues to make it a little bit easier. Because I'm still getting flashbacks of all those Windows 95 upgrades. Like, oh my god. Even the 2003 to 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Jess in Australia, I think she's still decommissioning 2003 servers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
get used to instant upgrades with Workspace 2020. Look what happens on the OS X side, on Windows 10 side. It's like instant upgrades, so get used to it.
Yeah, I can if it works. I'm all for it.
Well, the only hesitation is your legacy applications, or your custom built applications. That's the only concern, and you got to get those vendors to really adopt that fast innovation. Otherwise, you're still stuck on Windows Oh gosh, I'm sorry. You're still stuck on XP. I almost said Windows 95.
Yeah.
But, I'll be honest with you, there are still some XP floating out around there because there's some legacy applications that they're so dependent on it, and some
Right.
people just they're not Windows. They don't support Windows 7. That's the only hesitation. Other than that, I think this innovation is great. It's just those weird applications that some admin or some payroll person needs, and because it's payroll, and during tax season, somebody needs to grab that data once a year.
Yeah.
Anything else in the news, Teresa?
Well, I was looking at the time. We are we're way over. I mean, we could talk news all night.
Yeah, I like the workspace topic in general. It's really close to my heart to talk about workspace and what does it mean for you, for me, for others, but also what the impact on workspace and data centers as well. But it's really I like the topic. There's a lot of movement in this space, and it's great to do a deeper dive on topics like this. And if people are interested in more info about Workspace 2020, send me an email. Ruben at atlantiscomputing.com. I'm happy to share a deck Jeroen van der Kamp and I created for Briforum this year. Gives a lot of insights in Workspace 2020 and our view. So Jeroen and I's view on Workspace 2020. So if you're interested in that, send me an email. Ruben at atlantiscomputing.com. Happy to share that info.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ruben, for joining us tonight, or for you this morning. Thank you for getting up so early.
He's probably going crazy with the weird audio. He's like, oh my god, he's gonna be done, throw his headphone down, and go, enough with this. No, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you on the show, and you enjoy the rest of your day and weekend. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for Current Status.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
And have a great weekend. Thank you, Ruben. Bye.